Good morning, Guardians. The Hijabi Gamer here with another weekly reset for the original Destiny, the better Destiny, the first Destiny game. Yes, it still resets, and I bring you this week's weekly reset. Which, okay, first off, no, I did not do Challenge of the Elders. I was making another video. My apologies. But it was Val Araun, and he and I, we've got a long-standing grudge. Yeah. Val Araun is just... Anyway, let's start from the beginning with the weekly Crucible. This week, for Crucible, we have Zone Control. I actually like Zone Control. It is a 6v6 team objective. Or, as Lord Shax would put it, it's a tactical exercise in reinforcing and defending acquired territory. Should the Vanguard ever decide to expand past the walls of the city, the Guardians will be ready. No, it doesn't make sense. That just you're basically in a circle, in a small circle, defending. No. If you were to be defending like acquired territory, you'd be building like trenches and stuff. No. This is just you having fun, Shax, and trying to justify it. You probably sit there with popcorn, laughing at us, and how we die in spectacular fashion in your Crucible. No. That's just me. But anyway, I hope you're having fun, Shax. You better share that popcorn. Anyway, you get the usual Treasure of Ages box and 10 legendary marks if you run one match. If you can get it. I've heard it's pretty hard to get matched with Crucible, and given the Witch Queen is dropping, I'm going to assume a lot of D1 players are going to be playing Destiny 2. I might be one of those D1 players playing Destiny 2. Right. I'm not saying anything else that will incriminate me. Anyway. Second, we have the weekly story playlist, something they removed from Destiny 2. This is the best way to farm legendary marks. Now, Mars and Venus. So basically, you're going to be getting campaign missions from Mars and Venus. Some of my favorite campaign missions. So stuff like, stories that took place on Mars and Venus. I'm having a brain freeze at the moment. Anyway, what's great about this is every time you get... So if you do this 5 times, you get 20 legendary marks every single time you do it. You could get over 100 because sometimes you're lucky and instead of getting 20 legendary marks, you will get 35. You also get a Treasure of Ages box, and I personally just enjoy doing them. Anyway, the modifiers for the story playlist are heroic. It's always going to have heroic. Enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. Because apparently, now that you're doing the same mission again, they're pissed off at you. Then you have exposure. This is, by far, my least favorite modifier. Guardian shields are increased, but do not replenish. The best solution to that, which I'm not carrying with me, is Red Death. Red Death will cure you, will raise your health every time you kill an enemy. So, if you don't want to have to worry about exposure, use Red Death. And finally, Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. So there's no reason not to use Red Death. There's no birds. There's no primary or secondary weapons are favored. So Red Death is a great weapon to use when you have exposure. So Mars and Venus, yes, great way to do that. To get legendary marks. Just one important thing, I'm always reminding you, don't forget, once you have 200 legendary marks, you can't get any more. So if I were to right now do this, I won't get any legendary marks because I'm at my maximum carry capacity. I'm not going to get them. Next, we have... What's next? The Siva Crisis Heroic Strike playlist, which is interesting. You get only up to 30 legendary marks. So each time you do it, you get 10, plus a Treasure of Ages box. These are harder than story playlist missions, or at least I prefer story playlist missions. Anyway, the modifiers for this week are heroic. Of course, you're always going to have heroic. Enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive because you piss them off. Why did you do that? That's so mean. You pissed them off. Then you have Void Burn. Void damage from any source is greatly increased, including from the enemies. They're going to do more void damage to you just as you do more void damage to them. Yeah. Berserk. Minions of the Darkness won't flinch even after massive damage. Which, again, I'm surprised actually how much that affects gameplay. And finally, small arms. Primary weapon damage is favored. Yes, I do know that there are adept exotic void primaries. I don't have any. I need them. Please help me get them. Anyway, those are the Siva Crisis Heroic Strike playlist. And I think Destiny, original Destiny, has much better strikes than Destiny 2. But that's just me. Okay. Next we have the weekly Nightfall Strike. This one is Alakul the Darkblade. One of the first Nightfalls I ever soloed. I think it was the second. This one here, the Sunless Cell. I also call this Eris Morn's boyfriend, because if you ever play this, at one point, Ghost asks Eris Morn, what did the Darkblade do to betray Oryx? And she tells him that that the Darkblade fell in love with a wizard, and that's why. And so I joke that it was actually Eris that he fell in love with and betrayed Oryx. Just because it would how she survived 10 years. Anyway, so I call the Darkblade Eris Morn's boyfriend, the Sunless Cell. All right, yes, this one is fun. Takes place on the Dreadnought. I'm trying to think. Yeah, this is basically the one, I don't know if you remember, it's the one where you drop down in a pit and it's dark and you have to find him. It's also the one you do to get the exotic swords. Yes, the modifiers for the weekly Nightfall are Arc Burn, which is awesome if you have this beauty. I love you, Zala Supercell. Why did you leave me in Destiny 2, Zala Supercell? I thought we were friends, Zala Supercell. I miss you, Zala Supercell. Okay. Berserk, minions of the darkness won't flinch even after massive damage. Brawler, guardian melee damage is greatly increased. Airborne, players deal more damage while in the air. And finally, Daybreak, the most awesome modifier. The darkness grows stronger, and so do you. Form a fire team of 3 and unleash your light with greatly increased ability recharge. So your super just keeps coming up. This is awesome. Oh my god, I might be tempted to come back to Destiny 1 just for that. Daybreak is awesome. And I love Daybreak because you basically have your super almost constantly. It is awesome. Can you imagine Daybreak with Arc Strider? Oh, that would be cool. Make it happen, Bungie. That would be really nice. But yes, Daybreak. So yes. So it is Alakul the Darkblade, aka the Sunless Cell for the Nightfall. Keep in mind, I keep forgetting to I haven't mentioned this, but you need, I don't have any, those keys, skeleton keys, to open the chest at the end of strikes and the Nightfall. You will get one if you do the Nightfall. But yeah, I don't have any. But if you do the Nightfall, you'll notice right here, skeleton key. You don't have to use it to open the chest. You will get one for doing the Nightfall. You do not have to open the chest at the end of the Nightfall. You can save it and use it for a strike. But yeah, you need a skeleton key to open the chest at the end. This was when Destiny was hard. And yeah. Okay. Challenge of the Elders. Yes. This one is fun. So I can tell you the first boss. It's Val Araun. My pal. My buddy. Val Araun. The bane of my existence. This is the thing that has always frustrated me about Challenge of the Elders. Challenge of the Elders has a ridiculous difficulty curve. You can start with the insanely easy Vex. Both Vex are pretty easy. And then you go all the way up to Val Araun, the bane of my existence. With his flayers. Little brats. Anyway, I hate them. So, I only did the first boss. And I didn't beat him because, well, I have work. I'm sorry. I have work. So, Challenge of the Elders. Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. Fresh troops, of course. Because Bungie is in a sadistic mood today. Some enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements. And finally, super kill bonus. Super kills are worth more points. Yeah, probably have to gonna go with with my Titan and the flaming hammers of flaming awesomeness, because Gunslinger, yeah, not a very good super to use when you have a super kill bonus. Yep. Anyway, I can only tell you who the first boss is because I have work. Anyway, so that's Challenge of the Elders. Finally, we have Challenge of the Elders, the weekly featured raid, the Death Singer Challenge, and the Crota Challenge, which means you have Crota's End, the one on the moon. This one right here. This is a weekly raid, Crota's End. It's actually a pretty easy one. It's very short. If you know what you're doing, you could get it done pretty quickly. I wouldn't mind doing it. I am missing weapons from Crota's End that I need. But there's also the Witch Queen. Anyway, that's your weekly reset for Destiny 1. As I said, the Witch Queen is coming out. I'm not exactly excited. I just made a whole video about it. I'll probably post that video too, but I will probably be playing it. I miss you, Destiny 1. You were a better game. It had a more complete map. Anyway, I also have I'm collecting Treasure of Ages mystery boxes to make a unboxing kind of thing, so people can see what you could potentially get in Treasure of Ages boxes. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with other Destiny 1 players, because we D1 players, we need to stick together. Cool.